Hello, denizens of the internet. I've interrupted what I was planning on publishing today because of the announcement of the full cast for the Fantastic Four movie. I don't usually get into the gossipy side of things on YouTube. I try to bring an inside industry perspective, but I have to admit that I'm a gushing Fantastic Four fanboy from the 60s. The Galactus series, to me especially, was unmatched in its adventure and drama. Ben Grimm, unable to get his act together with the blind Alicia Masters, loses her to the Silver Surfer, Galactus's herald. All the while, Galactus just wants to consume the planet and get on with things. I remember that hitting me quite hard. It's funny because Fantastic Four wasn't a great comic prior to the Galactus run. It repeated the usual stuff. Oh no, Reed Richards has overstretched himself. Oh no, Sue Storm can't hold her force field much longer. Oh no, Johnny can't flame on because of the soot in the room or lack of oxygen. There was never an oh no for the Thing. It was always clobbering time, which made him the best. In the end, Reed would invent some gadget in the nick of time, and that would be the story for almost every comic. But I still loved them. There have been several attempts at bringing them to the big screen. Actually liked the 2005 film featuring Ioan Gruffudd, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and Michael Chiklis. The 2007 follow-up which borrowed a bit from the Silver Surfer story, was horrible. Each subsequent Fantastic Four was even worse. For reference sake, these were done in the Fox era, but Disney bought Fox, and now this version of the Fantastic Four will be a Disney Marvel product, and few of us are particularly excited because Disney has driven Marvel into the ground. And so we get this tweet on Valentine's Day, a Valentine's Day card for the fans of the Fantastic Four, and it's quite cheeky. Not something we associate with Marvel, who seems more concerned with shoving their diversity, equity, inclusion pickle farther up their asses. They're also rolling out projects most of us have no interest in to begin with. Acolytes, Ironheart, Agatha. I've been saying since Endgame ended, wait a bit, recast the numero uno characters and keep going. Barring that, the Fantastic Four is a decent choice, except for the fact that the previous attempts still leave a bad taste in my mouth, and we just don't trust Disney Marvel at all. The Marvels? Anyone? Honestly, I think the Fantastic Four brand is strong enough that if it starts smelling good, the excitement will build. Let's start with the cast, which already many don't like, but I'm going to be positive. Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic. This has already caused negative remarks, but the man can act better than the previous Latino hire, Jessica Alba, who played Sue Storm. This time around, Sue will be played by Vanessa Kirby. She's beautiful, hot, and can act. Not the housewife version from the 60s comic, but I'm looking forward to Kirby, who also just happens to have the same last name as Jack Kirby, who co-created the Fantastic Four with Stan Lee. This is a very good omen. Joseph Quinn will be playing Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Flame on! He's not particularly rugged, but I don't mind keeping Johnny away from the original Chris Evans Ken doll mold. And finally, the Thing will be played by Eben Moss-Bachrach, a terrific choice. I will finish off with 3 more positives and 1 negative. Matt Shakman will be directing, and his credits include It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so we know he has comedic chops, which is great. A couple of Game of Thrones under his belt. He also directed WandaVision, which we all know was intriguing at the start and turned to garbage by the end. How much of that was Matt's fault? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as he didn't write them. The second thing that makes me excited is that it will be set in the 60s, which is really cool. A time of massive change and optimism. What's also great is that the Fantastic Four was all about Reed Richards' inventions. I call it gear porn. That's number 3. The best superhero movies have gear porn. Look at Iron Man 1. Big chunks of the movie was him building the first clunky suit to escape the terrorists, and then the iconic red and gold suit with its repulsor beams. These things are terrifically important, which, of course, Disney Iron Man dispensed with and just stuck him in a nanoparticle bullshit suit. A 60s Fantastic Four will bring us back to the impossible machinery Mr. Fantastic built with 60s tech. And best of all, Shackman is quoted as saying the Fantastic Four will differ from other MCU heroes. They will approach things with a sort of optimistic and scientific approach that is very different from these other Marvel characters that I absolutely love, but how they solve problems is unique. Exactly. Bring back the gear porn. The one piece of this puzzle I'm concerned about is that there have been some good writers and awful writers with their greasy fingerprints all over the script. Disney's biggest failings of late has been the writing. They have literally started films without finished scripts. So we shall see. Oh, and I'm going to add one more negative. Disney culture. This will become a DEI extravaganza. I mean, we know that. When will the put a chick in it and make her gay shoe drop? Disney is a hive of flying DEI monkeys and Wi-Fi password people. I don't trust them. But this Valentine's Day card is clever, funny, sets the tone, is cheerful, and has the outfits from the 60s, and the logo is great. I'll leave Marvel with this last piece of advice that I would give my employees when we were working on a video game, madly trying to finish it at some early deadline. Don't fuck it up. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.